Howdy everyone, I'm that dude over there and I hope you're ready for the third part of Radiant Dawn, using 5 units. Today is probably going to be the longest of the 4 parts, but you'll probably see that as we progress. If you like what you see, why not like and subscribe? It helps idiots like me who suck at promoting videos, and who knows, I might engage with you in the comments, no pun intended. With that out of the way, let's see if I was able to clear Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn Part 3. I'm just going to cover this quickly so we can hop into our journey. We have Ike, the Mandatory Lord, who's built like Guts from Berserk and hits just as hard. Soren, the all-around magic unit who can heal upon promotion. Boyd, our heavy-hitting axe unit who can promote, opposed to Ike. Oscar, our cavalry, who could specialize in hit-and-run tactics. And finally, our early game healer, who will provide the most effort thanks to their healing prowess. It's Riss. I'm sorry. Do I really need to explain why? The same problem I had with Mist and Path of Radiance still applies for Radiant Dawn. Why bother with Valkyrie, who can't utilize their magic stat, when I can have a good footlocked healer who can make full use of their magic? So with all that explained, let's move on to Prologue. With our last mission completed, I guess I should explain a bit. After coming here, I found that the Grail Mercenaries were to be the best home. I mean, we did help Ike before, it only makes sense that we stay with him in his current endeavors. Oh, and yeah, we're in the Assassin class. The previous guy probably said it, but Ike doesn't get access to proper thief utility with Soth and Volk missing. So I figure it's my responsibility to step up. For this chapter, we work with Galli's General Skrimir to fight against Benyon. Now you may wonder why we're fighting the biggest nation in Tellius. Well, Benyon is being incredibly sus right now, and started killing Gallian allies. So, we do what we must to survive. Because of how many green units spawn in this map, we won't get many opportunities to train our units. Still, we get a few Lagoose units killed off thanks to some fire mages that block their path. And we level up Riss a bit by healing all the injured Lagoos. Chapter 1. This chapter is one of our few roadblocks for Part 3. It's a route map with Fog of War. If that didn't make it sound bad, then throw in the lone turn count for completion, yellow units to keep track of, and less than half of our usable units unable to fight back without trading serious injuries. I thought that I'd have to drop the rule about yellow units not being able to fight back, since we needed all hands on deck to clear out as many units as possible. But thankfully, I was proven wrong. Mist falls but cannot die here, and we finish the chapter a few turns later. As the chapter comes to a close, Ike decides to call in reinforcements in our battle. I don't have a clue who he could be thinking of, but so long as they're useful, I see no flaws with this. Chapter 2. Alright, let's see our new recruits. Hello, other me. What? Why are you here? I thought you were Crimea's tactician. Yeah, you didn't think you were getting our units without supervision, right? I trust you and Ike, but I don't trust you that much. Alright, I guess. So do you know what's going on in this chapter? Not a clue. Great. So in this chapter, Ranulf comes up with a plan for the Grail Mercenaries to distract the Benyon forces, while Tabarn and Aesala destroy the enemy supplies. That's not very nice. Starting this chapter, we have 7 usable units, since Har and Nephne joined the Grail Mercenaries in our warpath. Don't tell me you're going to deploy all 7 units. That's cheating! The series has been deploying 5 units max. You're right. So we're going to continue that. In any map from now on, we need to keep 5 units deployed. And since Ike is auto-deployed, our number of growth units drop to 4 once Ike hits 20. Alright, so how do you deal with this chapter? To start, we swapped Oscar for Nephne. After that, it was a matter of getting units killed before defeating the boss. Shut up! After stripping the equipment Ileana had on her, we sent her to the hunger strike against armed soldiers and had Rolf cut down in front of his brother. Wait, that's all? What about Mia? Or Shinon? Surely you could have gotten Gatry killed this map as well. Well, I wanted to kill Shinon and Mia this map as well, but if I stalled any longer, Draco Knights would have flanked us on both ends. Not only that, but Mia and Shinon have surprisingly great avoidance despite not holding any weapons. Chapter 3. So do you know the plan for this chapter? Yep, we're doing the same strategy again, but with the roles reversed. The Lagoos are taking the forefront as a distraction while we burn supplies. Anything else? Oh, and it's a time limit map, and because of that we need to throw Har on the team to quickly pursue the map and claim the rewards and kill Benyan soldiers. Good job! Now, how did it all go? Well, the beginning of the map is always the toughest part. Even if we break open the doors, we still need to deal with the general blocking it. We would have used Har to smite that guy, but he had to deal with a Thunder Mage that would have crippled him if left unchecked. From there, we worked quickly to defeat as many foes as we could to get the supplies. We only had 18 turns, and while that may seem like a lot, you gotta remember we're only dealing with 5 deployable units. If we weren't using our turns as optimally as possible, our turns could have easily run out before doing everything we set out to do. Right. Burning the supplies. Yeah. Then killing the senators for valuables. Then visiting the tents for valuables. Then freeing the horsies for that sweet, sweet bonus experience. I'm sure you didn't need to do all that. But I did. And thankfully, we did all that. Plus, killing the boss for Shade in 14 turns. Nice! Oh, that's right. We also promoted Har into an unstoppable Dragon Master as well. So killing off Titania and Gatry should be a go, now that we have our best line of defense and offense on the table. Chapter 4. Well, Skramir might be dead. Wait, what? How? Why? And who's Skramir? Skramir is the leader of the army in place for Kainigus. We were supposed to be retreating from Benyan, but Skramir had to fight Zelgius after challenging him to a duel. Well, that's dumb. Hey, some people need to accept for honor. Well, honor's not gonna keep you alive. Sometimes you have to swallow your pride and retreat to fight another day. God, you're sounding like an enemy general. Regardless, before the chapter we promote Soren with bonus experience into a Sage. Or whatever the 3rd tier promotion is. For this chapter we need to have Ranulf and Ike arrive at the same time. And while it seems like the run is dead, since we need to use Ranulf, technically only one of them have to arrive. The other just needs to stand at the exit with them. Our challenge is to keep Ranulf alive, long enough to reach the end of this map. This seems easy enough, but with Ballista and Fire Mages surrounding us, it poses to be an intimidating map. But don't worry, because we completed the map, and we promoted Nephne at the same time, and all it cost us was Titania, Shinon, and Mist. Sounds like a fair trade in my books. Chapter 5. Isn't General Zelgius so nice? He let us return to Gallia without pursuit. Yeah, it'd be nice if the other senators of Benyan could play the same. They sent troops after us. That's not very nice. Yeah, well, what are you to do? Can't play a Fire Emblem game without some conflict in the chapter. Speaking of which, what are we doing this chapter? Defending for sweet life while the Lagoos are gone. Aw, sweet! Except Raisin. Not so sweet. We use this time to start building supports between Boyd and Oscar by having them work together to block an entrance. Meanwhile, Soren, Ike, and Gatry act as a wall for the other side. For the record, Gatry is standing still with no weapon equipped, waiting for sweet death to kill him. Riss blocks the final entrance, and together, they form the ultimate blockade against Ben Yan's forces. It's a perfect strategy. Yeah, perfect in air quotes, since if Riss fell while defending, it would spell game over for the remaining troops. Alright, so what's the plan now? Well, we can't have Ben Yan act like cowards and attack us from behind. You scout out ahead while I think over these new developments. Chapter 6. Hello everyone, I'm that dude over there, and for some reason, Peleus ordered us back into the war? It's kind of strange, but since I'm tied here thanks to Micaiah, I have no reason to question her authority. Our plan is real simple. We're just gonna sneak up on the Gallian army and attack them at night. I mean, it's not like we're attacking enemies that biologically can see in the dark. Nice plan, Micaiah. The only thing that could possibly make this worse is if— Oh, hey dude, what's with the new attire? Oh, not this again! What? How did you escape the second attack way back when? I thought you'd learn your lesson by now. Is this supposed to be a training exercise of some kind? Huh, and now you're mocking me? Well, haha, very funny. Thankfully, Jill has access to Lagoo's killer skill, making this map a lot easier, thanks to her impressive damage output compared to the rest of the Dawn Brigade. Wait a minute, why are you killing the Lagoos? They're on our side, remember? I don't have any Lagoos allies! Tormod and Marim were critically injured in part 1, and Nyla left us before I could get her killed off. You monster! What did you expect in Radiant Dawn using 5 units? The real challenge of this chapter comes from all the yellow units that accompany Micaiah. We do a fine job killing off the Lagoo's foes, and manage to kill off Mordecai and Leith as cherries on top. Sure, we need the help of the Black Knight, who, I just want to reiterate, did not do anything while helping us, no weapon equipped or nothing, and we complete the chapter. I think I understand now. I'll be back. No, wait. Shit. I didn't have a chance to stop him before he could retreat. Sure hope this doesn't bite me in the ass. Chapter 7. So you mean to tell me you failed your scouting mission? Yeah, but wait, I got some news. I saw another me on the battlefield. Another... It's him! Oh, you have got to be kidding me. One of you was bad enough, and now I gotta face off against 2 of you? So, you still think you have a chance? Well, be prepared. I've got the upper hand now. It will be me who wins this day, you hear me? Is that the Black Knight? What? The Black Knight. You know, the guy with busted stats, Eclipse, and a magic sword that hits 1-2 range? No. I think it is. No, you're mistaken. The Black Knight died 3 years ago, or at minimum 4 months ago. That's what I thought too, but I was surprised when he showed up to save Micaiah not once, but twice. So this, plus Cap's Oath, means my leader is in no harm. Not to mention my Vantage Wrath Adept Edward, who will pose a great challenge to defeat. You think you could steal victory from me? I will surely kick your ass here and now. My guy, we don't need to. Our mission is done. We just need to stall for 12 turns. By now, the chapter will be finished. Let's go back. No, let me go. I'm not finished. I will get my victory. I won't let you win. Yeah, you better run. You mess with us, you get the full fury of the Dawn Brigade. Ha! What a joke. Sir, they just destroyed all of our supplies. What? See, while you were fighting them, this big brownie-looking Lagoo swooped in and burned all of our supplies. We got played. Damn it! Chapter 8. God, I'm so mad I could shit out my own ass right now. Why? We won. Sure, we have to retreat or suffer Zelgius' wrath, but we still won. Well, it doesn't feel like a victory. We didn't even attack the Black Knight for story content in part 4. This is anything but a victory. I'm sorry, man. I guess I was a bit insensitive there. You want to go kill off some of our allies? To, raise their spirits? Yeah. Alright, let's go kill Gatry and Braum while we kill off more Benyon soldiers, okay? Okay. This chapter makes it incredibly easy to kill off our allies, thanks to the raining lava or meteors from inside the cave. We try to build support with Har and Nephany, but I seriously doubt that we'll max it out before part 4. Aside from that, we make it through the cave relatively unscathed. Hey, I think we're going to be heading for Crimea next. So while I continue with the story content with the mercenaries, why don't you go on ahead? Alright. And hey, while I'm out, I'll go pick up some ice cream if I'm not busy. Okay, champ? Yeah, just don't get mint chip. That flavor sucks. Alright, I won't get you mint chip. See you in a bit. Chapter 9. So while I was buying ice cream for my best buddy, I found Benyon trying to invade Crimea to attack Gallia. I wouldn't have cared too much, but they decided to attack innocent Crimean citizens and plunder their homes like no good bandits. I can't let this deed go on unpunished. The problem with this chapter comes with our yellow units. Normally I could play this chapter just fine and lose some houses at worst. But with our yellow units, we have to monitor them while we make enough progress to push us forward. But not enough progress that the enemy begins to overwhelm us. Thankfully, we can finally get Chiron and Astron killed, now that we can strip them of Gamble and Paragon. This will help us by distracting our foes, while we move our boys in bright yellow. Although, we don't save all the houses. We manage to defeat the boss, and find a small amount of spirit dust in the process. I have a bad feeling about this. I'm gonna return to Valencia and report the news. I'm sure my amigo can wait while I get this sorted out. Chapter 10. That dick! Who takes this long to pick up ice cream for an army? I'm back! Finally! Listen, we need you guys to withdraw. Valencia wants to remain neutral, and in order to do so, she's shown up to the battlefield to get both armies to withdraw. So, could you please return to Gallia? So what I'm hearing is that you didn't get the ice cream. Can you take this seriously? Valencia has thrown down her sword as an act of protest. I'm only taking this as seriously as Benyon. Sure, Selgius is left, but Voltom doesn't seem interested in leaving Crimea involved in this war. What? So while you go and fetch us some ice cream, I'll detail what's happening. With Race maxing out 4 of his total stats, we promote him with bonus experience into a Saint. Our prime objective for this chapter is to keep Valencia safe, while dealing with the waves of Benyon soldiers. Ike and Soren can easily handle themselves on the bottom pathway, where reinforcements show up. So while they deal with the bottom path, Riss, Oscar, and Boyd work together on top to keep Valencia safe. We also need to keep Jeffrey and Marcia well, since we'll need them for part 4. Thankfully they're a green unit, which means they'll be able to help us out with their super inflated stats. Unfortunately, Voltom escapes before we can kill him, meaning that this just finally became a route map rather than defeat the boss. Alright, I'm back. This is all they had. Finally, I can't wait to sink my teeth into... You gotta be kidding me. Chapter 11. Are you ready? No. How could I ever be ready for this? It's just one chapter. Yeah, a chapter that sucks. Riven Bridge is easily the worst part in both Path of Radiance and Radiant Dawn. Nobody likes the potholes that your units fall into, and Radiant Dawn makes it worse by adding shine barriers. It slows the whole map down, and makes the map a slog to get through in a game that's already a slog. Alright, but we have Marcia back. We can kill off Leanne here as well. Yeah, but Tabarn joins, making it another chapter where we have to manipulate yellow units into running away from the conflict. Hell, I think we have to reset because Tabarn, or his cronies, attacked Thane's soldiers. Alright, that should be good for the chapter. You have anything else you want to add? No, we only got like another chapter controlling the Grail Mercenaries. And if people really want to know the context for Radiant Dawn, They should look for people discussing the story and not some asshole bridging and adding shit that was never there. Chapter 12. Those mother truckers! So basically, we want out of this war, alright? Gallia and Crimea have successfully joined together and are planning a siege on Benyan to end the Senate. However, Peleus was a bit of a dumbass and wasn't reading over his paperwork when he was sworn in as king. Now we're forced to aid Benyan, otherwise everyone dies. And while I would like to kill Peleus one day, I don't want to be defenseless in the process. So until we can find another way to break the contract, we have to go against the Avengers of Teleus. Needless to say, the Dawn Brigade are in a world of hurt. For this chapter, we have to kill a certain amount of foes, and I have to officially break a rule. This one was a rule of contention for me as it concerns yellow units. I've had this thing with yellow units where I feel like they fall in between green units and blue units. Where, no, you can't influence what actions they do, but you do influence the tactics they perform. It's kind of like a Persona Tactics thing. I did my best to keep them away from engaging in combat as it felt like we'd be using them if we did. But now, there's not only way too many to keep in line, but if I don't use them, we basically forfeit the run. And that last statement applies more for the next chapter than this one. But despite that hiccup, this is only for 2 maps. So if you want to say the run is dead, go ahead, but I'm going to continue on since these aren't units I can directly influence. Chapter 13. We start this chapter by meeting up with Peleus in Fort Knox, where he wants us to kill him to end the Blood Pact. We tell him no though, because if he's going to die, he's going to die by my hands, and not by this plot device. But that leaves us with another problem. There you are! You've got nowhere to run now! Yeah, it's a survival map. Survival my ass, you're cornered! And once this is taken care of, we can move on to Benyan and end this ludicrous war. We won't let you stop us at the turning point of destiny. God, do I really sound like that? Whatever, if it weren't for those yellow units, we surely would have been defeated. Wait, you broke the yellow unit code? How pathetic! What's wrong with you? How can you bring honor to your team if you can't do it with 5 units? The worst part of this is that when the Grail mercenaries come out, we basically have to pull a full retreat, since engaging with them will guarantee our unit's demise. What's wrong? Can't handle the heat? Wait, isn't it turn 10? Yeah, why? Don't they have to survive until turn 12, baby? And by the time you're ready to invade, we've secured our victory. Let's go! Endgame. From Pain, Awakening. Alright, we're settling this here and now. Fine! Now that we have Kurthanaga with us, and the backs of all of Dane with us, including Peleus, we'll definitely kick your ass. Guys, are you feeling a bit hot? It feels a bit hot out here. Do you guys feel anything? Shut up! This is a battle between men, and I need to show this dickhead that sending someone to the Shadow Realm has consequences. Don't listen to him. He's just mad that someone beat him in a children's game not once, but twice. Okay guys, but Micaiah is leaving the battlefield with Soth, and I'm pretty sure Miss is fainted too. That doesn't matter! If we can just show this guy what's up, we can settle this out immediately afterward. The balls on this one! We may have been pushed into a corner, but I know a thing or two about getting out of tight spaces, especially because of myself. Guys! What? What was that? Did we win? I think we're all fucked. Hey, it's me, over there. What the? The world's been frozen over. It's not frozen, they're petrified. What could have caused this? Wait, does that mean we'll be free of the blood contract? Blood contract? What are you talking about? Next time, over here. Gods and Men. My 1,000-year-old Lolly and me. My what?